Hi, everyone. Hi, Diane. Yes. I even thought of canceling this YouTube video about what I sold because there's hardly anything. But then we have the chat, so that's a good thing. Hi, Yvonne. Welcome. Ah, yes, I have to tell you about my son's puppy. I don't think they put it down since they brought it home. It's only it's only 8 weeks old. It's a Weimaraner, a little girl, and she only weighs 6 pounds. Tiny little thing. So I sent them a whole schedule about crate potty training and crate training, together, which really works. I've done it on all my dogs except way back. You can have a dog trained within sometimes a week. Yes, but this is a little small. 8 weeks is just is the very minimal age that you would start to potty train a dog. And nobody wants to let it down or put it in its crate. So I don't know. But I sent the schedule to my daughter-in-law. So that's about all I can do. Marie, hi. Rosie's here. Well, hi, girls. It is just about near freezing. It's been sort of snowing just slowly, that soft, straight down little snow, almost just past a flurry, but not really making any difference in the amount. It's been right around freezing today. I have so much, all my waste baskets are full. I need to take them out to the garbage cans in the garage, and I'm sort of afraid to walk on this. It's close to, I should go test it because it's only going to get worse because it's going to get cold. The next few days are going to be below freezing, and that's going to mean anything that has melted is going to turn to ice. You're in the 70s in Texas with light winds. Oh, that sounds wonderful right now. Hi, Karen. Yes, this has been the slowest week I've ever had in years. It's amazing that it's right before Christmas, too. And this past week I had a big sale on. Usually, this is I had a 30% off sale. That's more than I usually do. And it didn't help at all. So I'm not going to do that anymore. Hi, Jane. Yeah, when I redo my sales, I think I'm going to go back to 15% because it's not helping anyway to, put it way up there. Like I said the other day, on Thursday evening, I feel like I've been on vacation and I liked it. This certainly is not worth having my whole house taken over by these bins. I really would like my house back. I have to really think about this. If I could just make just as just I'm not asking to make thousands on YouTube. If I would just make about what I'm making on eBay, which definitely helps, you know, for different things like all the gifts I give, like Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, uh, buying the dog's food, the cat, just that amount, it helps with definitely. If I could just make that on YouTube, I would definitely think about somehow getting rid of all this inventory and stopping reselling. Now, I think this way every time I have a slow week, so. Yeah, it's costing me more than it's helping me. Especially what you'll see at the end of when I show you the numbers, um, you'll see how much I made. And it's because I thought it was last week my store fee came out of my amount I made on eBay, but it wasn't. It was this week. So the slowest week I've had, and then on top of that, $60 comes out for a store fee. So you can imagine. Uh, I would love to be able to sell it to somebody locally. In order to do that, I almost have to put it on Facebook Marketplace. And that means somebody has to come here. I don't really, I've never done Facebook Marketplace except maybe years ago. I sold a chandelier and I met somebody in like Walmart's parking lot or some place like that. But you can't do that with all this inventory. So they would have to come here. We'd have to agree on a price. They'd have to probably come and see it. They could just go in my store and see what I have. So I don't know how to go about doing that. And you can't start selling your things until you stop eBay because sure enough, whatever you sell before you get back and take it off the inventory, somebody's going to want to buy it. And then you have a problem. Yes, I would love to sell it to somebody locally. I don't know how to go about doing that. Has anybody done anything like that that's on here? Sold a big amount of things? I don't want to have to ship it anywhere. That would I might as well just give it away because it would cost me more to do it that way. So I think if I'd contact Rockstar Flipper, that's what he would tell me to do. Or he could say that he'd buy it, but I'd have to sell it for practically nothing and I'd have to ship it. I can't afford to ship all this. No, somebody has to come here and pick it up. I guess I'd have to arrange just to have somebody here with me. I don't know. It's such a big undertaking that boggles my mind. But let me see how I can do getting this YouTube thing going. I've been posting a lot more videos and doing a lot more shorts, turning some videos into lots of shorts, and yeah, changing what I'm doing. So that takes a while to do. I know I have to work much more on thumbnails and titles as far as YouTube goes. Uh, Yvonne says, yes, it is a lot to do. That option. You may just have to put sales more and send out coupons for eBay. I have done that and it hasn't helped. There was a while back, it's more than a year ago, that I tried the coupons, but that didn't work as well for me as the sales. So I don't know. It's just hard to know what to do. What would, if something happened to me, what would my kids do? They know, my daughter knows how to go on and close my store because she sells on eBay too, but very little. But after that, they'd be stuck with the same problem. They'd probably just donate everything. Well, let's go to the share my screen, and this will only take a minute. So let me show you what happened. I want to show you the graph. Look at all those. There was only 2 days out of last week I sold anything. 2 days. And it says right there, the last 7 days, I made $70.31. I don't know if that's what I got or not. Yeah, that's how much I grossed from eBay. But then my store fee came out of that. So let me show you what I sold if you didn't see the Ship With Me videos. This is a little Time and True. I called it a peasant top. It's smocked across the top. It had bell sleeves and lace across the bottom hem, and I think on the sleeves. It was this dark floral, maroon color, and it sold for $12.59. That was on the 30% off sale. And the other thing, since I only sold 2 things on eBay all week, I sold this pair of Brooks. These are men's Brooks Adrenaline men's 10 medium athletic shoes. I've had these forever. I don't know how many years it's been since I photographed on this furry little rug that it's on. So, yeah. The trouble is, he bought them for $20.99, which I'm very happy about. But this poor guy had to pay priority shipping because I probably had forgotten to go on there and changed or get given a pick to choose Ground Advantage, since we have that shoebox now. So he chose priority shipping. I don't think he had a choice. So he paid almost as much, a little under what these cost for shipping, because they went all the way to Washington State, of course, for this poor guy. Yeah. So Yeah, those are the two things I sold on eBay. Now on Poshmark, this is the single thing I sold. This was by Ava and Viv Stone Wash Button Fly Ankle Jeans, size 16. I got these at the Fantastic Bins. They're new with tags. I paid $1 for them, and get my little slippers out. And they sold for $15, and I netted $12. So doesn't seem like much, but I only paid $1, so it's okay when I get the things from there. The next two things were a bundle. Okay, these two things are um, just one sale actually. Nick and Sarah tank top. This is this little satin top. It has the looks of a animal print, but it's not really an animal print. It's a diagonal uh, geometric print. Sold, well, both of them together. I'll show you the other thing. This is a Chico's 2, which is a large, open, bulky cardigan, long sleeve. It's a dark, dark navy blue. Has a rolled collar and it has fringe around the bottom. So both of those things together, they offered me $25, which I took, and happy to do it. And I netted $20 on those two things. So let me show you this. This is just eBay. Just for those two things I sold on eBay, I made $70.31. Selling costs $91.50 because my $60 store fee was in there. So I was in the hole, $27.22 on eBay. Yeah, pretty sad. So let me come back, but Poshmark saved me from being in the hole, but not by much. So Poshmark, I grossed $40, netted 32. So 32 minus that 27.22, I made a grand total all week of $4.78. Yay. Yeah. But I didn't do much. I felt like I was on vacation for sure. So those are the sad numbers of this week. I haven't had anything today either. So when I get off here, I'll start a sale starting tomorrow. And yeah. So we'll see how next week goes. I don't know. I would really like to turn my house back into the beautiful house that it used to be. Uh, it's yeah. Look, I would have the fun of going furniture shopping because I have no furniture for these rooms anymore. When I turned them into eBay rooms, so I would have to buy furniture for 2 rooms. Yeah, I know. That's not good. You're right. All those days, 5 days, I think it was 5 days. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5 days without a peep from anybody. And then I had 2 days of sales, and that was it. So I don't know what happens when that happens, you know. It's not being active on eBay, but I was as active as I could be. I was ending things and doing sell similar, not every day, but a few of the days. And yeah. But it gave me more time to work on some YouTube videos. Because the kind of videos I'm doing now from the other room, I have to sort of research uh, if I want to do those type of videos. So I don't know what I'm going to do. This is just a little series I'm doing on um, all the problems of living by yourself when you're, let's face it, old. I said seniors, elders, whatever you call it. I'm at the extended end of that. I'm old. So, but I've been living by myself for a long time. Over 20 years. And that really bothers some people. I know it does. It hasn't ever really bothered me that much. I have little spells once in a while where I feel lonesome, but not often. Here's my cat starting to meow at me. Yeah, I know. She thinks every time I come in here and talk, she's going to eat right afterwards. And that's true on Thursdays, but it's not true on Sundays. And I just gave you some treats right before I came in here. Yeah. So, you people that are reselling, which is most of you, I think, how much of your house is your reselling taking up? Hi, Bumblebee. Yes, you made it. Yay. You missed what I sold. It was so quick. I only sold 1, 2, 3, 5 things. You probably saw the ship with me's anyway. I haven't sold anything today. Yeah. We're having a tiny bit of snow today, but not enough to make any difference. And I think tomorrow here it's supposed to be sunny. So we'll see. Yes. Yeah, there's it says there's 14 people here. You've been multitasking. Yes, you do that all the time. I brought in my I forgot my little painting I made. Darn it. It's a cute little thing. I wanted to show you my scarf I'm working on. But I just read about how long a scarf is supposed to be. And they say like 50 inches. Well, This is only 31 inches so far. 50 sounds like a lot. But here's my scar. And here's how much yarn I have left. So this is acrylic, and it's really nice and soft. But I think it's pretty. Yes. What I should do, I wish I could crochet really fast, because I don't crochet real fast, but because I'd be working on a little sweater for that poor little puppy that my son brought home. Every time they take it out, which is very often, I mean, you can imagine how small. This puppy is 8 weeks old. It weighs 6 pounds. You can imagine how small its little bladder is. So it's had multi accidents because they're not quick enough. And this poor dog, every time they take it out, wants to run back because it's cold. They need to have a coat for this little dog, or a little sweater or something. So I wish I could, I may order one on Amazon and have it sent to their house. Unless Linda has gone to PetSmart or someplace and got one today. It's a real baby, yes. And little puppies like that, they take as much time. They take up your whole day. They take as much time as a baby, a human baby. Yes, they picked it up at the breeders yesterday. It was all the way in Waterford, Pennsylvania. They had to go. They had, I forget how many, there were 7 or 8 in this litter, and there were people from all over coming to get them. And my son from here was the closest, so he had to be there 8:30 in the morning. There were people coming from Wisconsin, New York State, New Jersey, all over. They're a famous breeder of Weimaraners. Yeah. So her name is Trudy, because her real name is Gertrude, because they always name their Weimaraners German names, because it's a German breed. And the nickname for Gertrude is Trudy, which Trudy is cute. I was thinking they'd call her Gertie, but no, it's Trudy, which is better. So cute. It's just a little baby. But we'll get to handle it and see it on Christmas Eve, because it's coming out here on Christmas Eve. They can't leave it alone at home, that's for sure. Yeah. You know, I don't think anybody thought about the time of year that this litter was going to be born. And it happens to be the coldest time of year, the coldest temperatures we've had in a long time. And this whole winter is supposed to be like this. So potty training a tiny puppy in this cold weather is something they probably didn't think about. I didn't think about it either. But I think it definitely needs at least a sweater, if not a down coat. My dog, I put it's a tiny little nylon. In fact, she has it on now because you can't really tell. It's purple. She has her little coat on. It's a real lightweight nylon little coat. And it keeps her warm in this house, too. Of course, she's probably warm enough, and it's me. I'm always cold, so I think she needs it. She's not too warm. I think it makes her sleepy. She gets, you know, and she gets all toasty warm. But yeah, we'll see what they're going to do about the cold. It's supposed to stay cold and be bad all winter, so they better get a coat or a sweater or something. Bumblebee, does your little baby have a coat, a sweater? I bet it does. Of course, they grow so fast, they'd have to get a little one, and then it would only be good for, a month or so. I'm thinking here at home, I was thinking because it was bothering me about this puppy being cold. Hand-me-downs. Yeah, that's good. I have a sweater that I sometimes put on Penny, and it's a hand-me-down from a dog I had before. They're kind of big on her. Yeah. But I don't have one small enough for sure that would fit this tiny little baby. Yeah. I was going to tell my son, ask him if he had an old sweater that he didn't want anymore. I don't think this would work unless they knew how to stitch, but you could cut an arm off of a men's sweater if it was, not real tight. You could cut an arm off, and then you could cut where the legs would come through. Of course, it would unravel. You'd have to be able to stitch that somehow. I'm going to tell him about that idea. Oh, after Christmas sales at PetSmart. Yeah, they may. Right. That would be a good time. Paper train. No, I've never believed in paper training. Well, way back before before this crate training became popular. I think way back when I was probably in my teens and had dogs and early 20s, that's how we would train. Taping one finger on your left hand. And I've crate trained all my dogs, and it works perfectly. If you have to stick to it though. But remember, I haven't had a puppy since we got Michelle's last lab. It was a puppy. We got it at 12 weeks though. And I crate trained it immediately. And it works. I'm telling you, you can crate train, potty train a dog. It can work in a week. That's how good it works. But you have to be on this strict schedule and be able to let the puppy go and not have it on your lap constantly. They have a crate, and yeah, but they don't have the they won't let her go. Either one of the kids are holding her, or Linda or Carl, constantly. So I don't know. maybe in a couple weeks we'll try again with the crate. But that was the only puppy that I've had for a long time. So all the rest of my dogs have been rescues, and they're adult dogs. But these are all pointers. They're hunting dogs. They're rescued because they don't. The hunters, they either are gun shy or they won't hunt or whatever. They're of no use to the hunters, so they gave them up, and the rescue had them. And then I would foster to adopt and then adopt them. And they were not housebroken. None of them. They were raised in kennels, you know, so they're not potty trained like to a house. So I crate trained them, but adult dogs, they can hold, their urine and that their bladders are, bigger. They're full size. Uh, uh, oh, she'll definitely be spoiled. Well, all their dogs are spoiled. I don't think this is probably different than in the other dogs that they've gotten. They've gotten those all at puppies too. And eventually you know, they get housebroken. So it's just quicker if you do it with the crate thing. Yeah. So that'll be. Is there any buddy here that was asking me about what watercolor artists that I listen to on YouTube? Somebody asked me that. I have a list of them here. And I wanted to tell you if somebody's here, was one of the ones asking. And while we're talking about watercolor, let me go out and get the little tiny Christmassy thing I painted. It'll just take me a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I got these little watercolor postcards. They come in a box, and I think there's like 20, maybe 30. There's a lot of them. They're little postcards, regular heavy duty watercolor paper. So I thought, well, I'm going to draw a little Christmassy card here. And I think I'll send this to my daughter to see how it goes through the mail. Because in order for you to do this, because if just plain watercolor, if you drop water on it, it's going to smear your watercolors. So they have this product out. It's called Dorland's Wax, and it's just for watercolors. And it comes in a little jar. Of course, I got some. And it's beeswax and a little bit of paraffin and some other stuff. And it's soft wax. And you just take a paper towel and rub it on the card. You just rub it all over. So this is already waxed. And now if I drop water on, just beads up. So I drew this little goose. And it's sort of cartoony looking. I didn't mean it to be cartoony, but that's how it ended up. I may do another one and try to make a better goose. But I may send this to my daughter or somebody. I should send it to the puppy. Like Merry Christmas. So that's all I have to show you this week. I'm working on something right now, but it's taking me a while. I can't figure out something. That I did find a new. You would like to know, Rosie? Okay. I just found a new man in England that I'm watching that I just love his paintings, and he's so relaxing when he's talking, and he has besides the British accent, he sort of has a little bit of an Irish brogue, I think, and it's so nice. Anyway, there's a girl named Emma Lafleur, and she's a girl that does watercolors. She does a lot of flowers, if you like that type of thing. One of my favorites to watch is Andrea Nelson. She's a hoot to watch. She does all kinds of things, and she definitely, talks more about to the beginners learning watercolor and things to do, little tricks, and yeah, she's so much fun to watch too. Andrea Nelson. Then there's a site called Prima Watercolor, Prema. And another artist, I don't know where this one's from. Her name is Diane Antone. It's Diane Antone Studio. And she's very good. She does a lot of animals. That's why I'm watching her. But this man that I just found, his name is Marty Martin. And his site is Storm Lamp Studios. stormlampstudios.co.uk. But these are all on YouTube. There's lots of them on YouTube. But I could sit and watch these watercolor artists paint all day. And I just got so into painting yesterday, I didn't do anything else but sit there at the table and paint. And it's so relaxing, and I just love it. I'm so glad that I got back into this, and it's fun to learn something new all the time. It's very good for old people. It's very good to learn new things. So, yeah. So I will try to do my another painting of my little goose, because he turned out a little cartoony, which is fine. I mean, it's a cute card, but I want to paint a real looking one. I mean, how many real geese have Santa hats on? You have to think of that. So those are the two things I wanted to show you and tell you about the artists that I'm watching. I don't know. I had 2 pieces of pizza a little while ago. That's pretty much is my requirement for dinner. So besides a snack tonight, that's probably it. Yes, I'll eventually get back to just probably just painting a lot of animals, but I wanted to learn landscapes, I want to learn that type of thing. But every time I see something like to do like this little goose or something to do with animals, I zone right into that. I'm probably going to do my first dog maybe sometime this next week. I don't know. I even sent away some tiny brushes, like for hair. Now, watercolor isn't supposed to, you're not necessarily supposed to paint real, like for real, realistic. The watercolor is more fluid, more, but I can't I've always been a very realistic painter, and I sort of can't get away from that. So I bought these tiny, tiny brushes thinking about doing hair. But yeah. Another thing that surprised me that I enjoy doing is structures like buildings, little houses. There's a painting that this man from Ireland or Britain, wherever he's from, did that I'm going to try to do one similar to that one, and that it's it's like a thatched cottage farm, has sheep in it, and it's a snow scene. Right now I'm really into snow scenes. So anyway, everybody stay warm, except if you live in Texas. But us people up north we're getting hit by cold weather this winter and snow. So I will let you all go for now, and I'll be back. Thanks. I'll be back. If I get a sale, I'll do a ship with me. And I'll be back next Thursday. And we'll see how it goes this next week. So thanks for joining me today. You have a good evening too. Oh, thank you. Yes, please give me a thumbs up and like my video. That counts. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I am getting a lot more subscribers since I upped my YouTube videos. But it's the views that count. It's the views and people liking your videos and commenting. So commenting is a big thing too. So thank you all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.